The heart of Atlanta, Valley Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
Braves struggling so mightily through 7 innings. And here's Ronald. Deep right field to the warning track, turns, and it's gone! And that groan you hear is coming from the Big Apple. And now let's see if Ozzie can be welcomed back with a knock. Headed toward no man's land. Schwarber is going to slide. The ball drops. Ozzie at second. 2 runs are in. Can't think of a better way to start a big weekend. World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is presented by Truist. It's another beautiful weekend night in Atlanta where the Braves and Phillies meet in Game 2 of our 3-game series. A lot of fun last night. A comeback victory for the Braves, who won 7-2. That means the Braves start play today again, 1 game back with 18 games left in the championship season. Hi again, everybody. Chip and Jeff. Hall of Famer Paul Byrd will join us in just a few minutes. Partner, just what Atlanta needed. Some home cooking last night. Looked a little bleak through 6 or 7 innings, but the late magic for the Braves continued here at Truist Park last night.
You know, with 2 hits through 7 innings, and all of a sudden they exploded in that 8th inning. And a huge win. You got to keep pace with the Mets right now. And the Braves have really been doing it this whole time. And you look at when they're here in Atlanta, the pitching has been outstanding since the second half. Not just in the National League, but look at that MLB rank, the record, the ERA, the opponent's average, and the bullpen has been outstanding down the stretch. And then you turn around the other side, the offense. The offense has been great too. When you look at the run differential, plus 64. The OPS, and of course runs per game, and they flexed their muscles late in the game last night again with 6 runs there to put the game away. Hopefully can do the same tonight and go ahead and win the series.
Win the series. You've got Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phillies, and Jake Odorizzi is rested and ready to go. His last start came against the Mariners in Seattle, but tonight he's pitching at home. Another packed house is joining us here at Truist Park. It's the Braves, it's the Phillies. Nick Green will join us too when we come back for the Braves and Fightin' Phils next on Valley Sports.
Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Car Shield. Car Shield cars go further. And by the NASCAR playoffs at Talladega Superspeedway, October 1st and 2nd. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
There's electricity in the air tonight in Atlanta as the Braves and Phillies meet in Game 2 of our series. Packed house at Truist Park. Perfect weather, not a cloud in the sky for Jake Odorizzi and the Braves, who look for win number 90 against Rob Thompson and his Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies are in wild card contention. Their Toyota starting lineup features Kyle Schwarber, who hit a home run here last night. Gene Segura hit one as well. Nick Matone gets the start at third base. Still no Rhys Hoskins. He's out with a sore hand. And as we said, Jake Odorizzi's last start, Jeff, came on the road out in Seattle, but it's been a while since he's back on the hill. Perhaps that will be helpful tonight.
Yeah, we had 13 days off between that start out there. First pitch of the game for him against the Mariners, home run. So hopefully you see him a little more sharper tonight. I thought he did a little better as the game went on. Big location, key for him, location.
Last time Jake Odorizzi faced the Phillies, April 5th, 2019. It's a different Phillies club. Hopefully it'll be a different Jake Odorizzi. With that in mind, Jeff, what are your 4 keys?
Well, the good news this year, when he's had at least 5 days rest, Chip, he's 4-1 with a 1.37 in 8 starts. And you know what? For the offense, like July, Nola's been tough on this Braves team, but in July, the Braves, 6 innings, they got 7 hits and 5 runs against Aaron Nola. They'll need an effort like that tonight.
Great game here last night. Phillies got solo home runs in the 4th and 5th innings. William Contreras hit one in the 4th for the Braves. It was 2-1 until Atlanta got to Sir Anthony Dominguez and the Phillies bullpen. They scored 6 runs and pulled away and won the game by a final of 7-2. So Atlanta has won 7 of the first 13 games head-to-head with Philadelphia. Kyle Schwarber is ready to go, and we are underway. One pitch popped up. And Darno behind the plate on the warning track at the netting, runs out of room. Warm day in Atlanta, 79 degrees as you hear at first pitch. For Schwarber, Bohm, and Bryce Harper, and the Phillies here in the first inning. The Braves play Kyle as a dead pull hitter, infield and outfield. And Jake pumps over a strike. "39 homers for Schwarber, a career high. He's knocked in 81 runs. Odorizzi, as you know, came over at the deadline from the Astros for Will Smith. As a Brave, he's 1-2 with a .497 ERA. And this one ripped toward right. Ronald on the run. He'll have plenty of room shy of the track. And Schwarber's retired for out number 1.
A good way to start the night.
Alec Bohm was 0 for 3 last night. 11 homers, 66 driven in for him. Again, Bohm playing for Rhys Hoskins, who is inactive tonight. For the Phillies, he was hit on the hand. The hand still swollen and sore, we're told. Don't know if we'll see him in this series.
It really changes their lineup when you think about it. Let's talk about the depth of, certain teams, and that's where you look their bottom of the lineup versus the Braves bottom of the lineup. Big difference.
Yeah, would you say that's the key too? Another one of them, first 5 guys.
Yeah, that you have to move someone up.
So 1 strike for Alec Bohm, the Phillies first baseman. And Jake paints a corner. Nicely done. John Tumpane calling balls and strikes tonight. Little roller. Riley charges. Bohm, good speed. Gloves, grabs, guns. Got him. Good play. 2 out.
Perfect play. He's so good at that play. Charging the ball, getting it on the right hop. And a lot of guys, Chip, will rush that throw knowing that, the runner's running fast. I think the cool thing for us, we talk about his time clock. He knows exactly. He had another step and threw a strike to Matt Olson.
Strong arm, accurate arm.
Yep.
For Austin Riley, as this big crowd greets Bryce Harper for the first time tonight. Bryce 0 for 4 in the game last night, playing his 19th game since being reactivated after breaking his thumb.
And he fouled one off his kneecap last night. First AB.
Can't argue with the way Odorizzi has started this game, Jeff. 8 pitches, 7 strikes.
Well, we gave you that stat earlier. In eight games this year, he has had 5 days rest. He's 4-1.
Harper fouled away a cutter and is down to his last strike. The Phillies start play today a game and a half in front of the Padres. Phillies have the 2nd best wild card record. San Diego 3rd. Milwaukee a game and a half out of playoff hopes in the National League. And while it's unlikely the Phillies will catch the Braves certainly could make life very tough for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
With 6 more games head to head.
So I'm sure the Phillies were hoping to try to steal one last night. You're up 2-1. You had a great pitching performance. And then it all unraveled there in the 8th.
Harper lifts one foul again to the left side. He's got a good fastball tonight. He's sitting 93 miles an hour.
I think, you know, we didn't know a lot about the Mariners when we were up there. That's a darn good lineup they have up there. A lot of home run power. He hadn't pitched for 13 days when we were up there.
And as you said, was greeted rudely with the very first batter. I think the Mariners in many ways are kind of a mirror image of the Braves team.
Yeah, I got to agree. I think the Braves lineup's a little bit deeper when you get to the bottom production, but man, they can hit home runs in bunches.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Harper. And he will see a 7th pitch. Harper is down on strikes. Great start for Jake Odorizzi. Philadelphia retired 1-2-3. Now the Braves take aim at Aaron Nola in the bottom of the first inning here at Truist Park. Night for the Braves late. Let's see what he can do in the first inning as he's atop the Toyota starting lineup as presented by Braves manager Brian Snitker. Travis d'Arnaud will catch. William Contreras the DH. Eddie Rosario, a left-hand hitter on the lineup card with right-hand pitching Aaron Nola, who despite being outstanding, Jeff, has a losing record. He's 9-11 this year.
He's never got great run support up there. He's always struggled with that. You see the last 7 starts for Atlanta, he has struggled. Before that he was pretty dominant, but over 200 strikeouts again this season, and he has been really for 6 years now a constant in that rotation. Good fastball. He's got that kind of sidewinding curveball and a changeup.
And with his first pitch, he will make his 200th start as a Philly, something done by only 6 others. And he'll face Ronald Acuna Jr. first. Ronald with 3 career homers against Nola. And the first one is up and away, and Nola's night is underway. Ball 1. How do you approach Aaron Nola?
I always said I'd look for that fastball. If you get behind against him, there's just 2 or 3 pitches that he can go to that really make it tough. He's going to try to live away at 93, 94 with that, and then he throws that curveball off it.
And Jeff, this is a guy you have to hit. He almost never walks anybody.
He does. Yes, 100%.
Just 24 walks for Nola this year and almost 180 innings. But as you mentioned, over 200 strikeouts. He's done that 4 times in his career.
His control is what he's so good at. You saw that right there. 2 fastballs in a row, both at 93, right on the corner of the plate.
So look away, fellas, and see if you can make some noise with a 1-2 count. Nola's last start, just 2 innings, not because he was ineffective, but because there was a 3-hour and 36-minute rain delay in his start. So that wiped out his work after 2 innings.
Yeah, there you go. You see fastball, that knuckle curve that you just saw there to Ronald.
Little chopper hit toward third. And a long throw right on the money. Nick Matone with a strong, accurate peg. And Ronald's retired on a ground out. 1 man down. If there's been a knock on Aaron Nola, and look, it's like being upset because Cindy Crawford has a freckle. In September, he seems to run out of gas. He's been such a good pitcher over the first 5.5 months of the season, but you wonder about all those innings, all those strikeouts taking a toll. The Phillies have really tried to manage his workload as they hope to make the playoffs this year.
I think one thing that can get overlooked the last 4 or 5 years, Phillies bullpen has really struggled. Chip has not been great. There's a lot of games that you feel like if you had a back end of the bullpen, Nola could maybe come out and hand the ball over.
There's a breaking ball. Another chance for Matone. And 2 men out. 2 ground balls to third base. Austin Riley is your hitter. And Austin is Our Texas Pete Who's Been Hot feature.
Yeah, he's a career .417 hitter versus Nola with 5 doubles and 3 home runs. He's done good work against Phillies here. Hit safely in 11 of the 13 games. With 18 hits and 9 have gone for extra bases.
Riley's hit the Phillies hard all year. Let's see if that continues here with 2 outs in the first inning. Riley's got a shot at a 40 homer season. He's got 36 of them. And he's driven home 90. I think you make a great point about Aaron Nola. He's got such a good curveball. I think you forget his fastball is in the mid-90s.
Yes, yes.
And you can really hear JT Realmuto's glove popping. As that mid-90s heat heads home, the pitch. Austin Riley had an 8th inning double last night. That snapped a 4 for 33 slide for the Braves third baseman. Hopefully he starts to warm up. Matt Olson waiting on deck. With 2 outs and the base is clear. And another ground ball hit to the left side. Bryson stopped with a peg. That was close, but in time. And Aaron Nola has a 1-2-3 of his own in the bottom of a scoreless first.
Up in the booth, talk about the success of this ball club at home since the All-Star break in the Open. Well, I want to follow up on that a little bit. I talked to Brian Snitker about that earlier today, and he said basically he feels like this team feeds off the energy of this crowd. 36 sellout last night, and they bring it every single night. He also said that he's heard from opposing teams that it's tough to come into this ballpark and have success. Said this team is never out of any game in this building. We saw that again last night. And you talk to anybody in that clubhouse, they want to come to this ballpark, they want to play, and they want to win for this fan base, guys.
And you're right, Nick, the Braves have drawn over 2.8 million fans. Yeah. They're going to soar by 3 million this year. First time that'll be accomplished here at Truist Park, where Atlanta starts play tonight with a 48-25 home record, where they've also won 6 straight. Jake Odorizzi versus JT Realmuto as we start the second inning. JT was 0 for 4 last night. We'll keep you updated on the Pirates and the Mets. They're in the second inning, scoreless at this point. Former Brave Bryce Wilson on the mound for the Pirates. Chris Bassett pitching for New York. The Braves and Mets separated by just 1 game in the Eastern race. Two balls and a strike for the Phillies catcher. Tantalizing pitch, but JT held up. 3-1 the count. Don't want to put Realmuto on. Yes, he's a catcher. He's also 17 for 17 in stolen bases. And he shattered his bat. You talk about hitting it right off the end. Not 1 but 2 pieces of lumber went flying into the middle of the diamond.
And then as any hitter does, did you just see what he did? Smelled it. Get that maple coming off the bat. Wow. I've seen it split in 2. I don't know if I've ever seen those 2 split too.
So JT has a new WAR club. He'll go back to work with a 3-2 count. Nobody on or out, second inning. And he came back to get his man. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jake. One up, one down.
Well, that's just a cutter right down the middle. He's had some good late movement to it. JT swung right under it.
So Beaufort High School's Brandon Marsh will be the batter. He has come to life of late. He's hitting real well. He's 10 for his last 19 at the plate in games he has started. They got him from the Angels. Trying to shore up what has been a real problem area for them. Offensive production out of center field.
They've been waiting for years for that, haven't they? They've thought a few times they've found the answer and just weren't able to.
So Marsh back in Atlanta. He was here with the Halos, now with the Phillies. And that one off his knuckles foul, even count. Late on a fastball. Jake's got him set up. A ball and 2 strikes. We're seeing some late swings from these Phillies.
Yeah, we have. It's almost like they're looking for something else, and
Odorizzi has a sign he likes. He's ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Marsh looking for something else, but it just missed the corner.
that was close.
Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts. I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's kind of old-fashioned. Here it is. Hit it if you can. Right now, the Phillies can't.
And even that one, look, he kind of missed his location. He was trying to go more off the plate than up. Ended up working out for him.
Well, here's the man you got to be careful with, at least head-to-head. Gene Segura is 7 for 14 in his matchups with Jake Odorizzi. He bats with 2 outs, no score. He went.
Yeah.
0-2.
He's just kind of working him in and out. He's going, climbing the ladder on him.
That's what Ranger Suarez did to our guys last night.
Yes, he did. You're right.
So in the blink of an eye, Segura, the Phillies' second baseman, is 0-2. And this one lined to center, right at Michael. 6 up, 6 down for Jake Odorizzi. And Matt Olson will try to put the Braves in front next.
To lead off, and we know that he started out hot He was swinging the bat well at the beginning of the season. He struggled as of late. The last 16 games, he's 4 for 57. So I talked to Kevin Seitzer about him today, seeing what they need to work on and what they're trying to work on to make him better. They're trying to loosen the tension up in the upper body. He just hasn't been synced up enough. And when he finds tension in that upper body, he's fouling a lot of balls off. He's laid on some fastballs. And he's missing those pitches he's supposed to hit. They feel like he's in a pretty good place as far as possibly getting back on track, guys. Would like to see a lot more contact out of him, but if he can loosen that upper body up a little bit, free those hands up, they feel good about where he can go late in the season.
But a tough assignment facing Aaron Nola when you're in a cold spell like Matt is. No balls and a strike for the Braves first baseman.
Be a nice time to get hot, I'll tell you that.
And it happens all the time, doesn't it? It seems like Matt's 0-2.
Yeah.
With 2 pitches every at bat.
0-2, 1-2, and it's almost like you're in battle mode the moment you walk up there, whereas when you're going well, you're just comfortable. You walk into the box, know you're going to get a hit.
One ball, 2 strikes. Matt still second in our league in doubles with 41, 69 extra base hits entering action tonight. And 5 home runs this season against the Phillies staff. So right team, right time for him to break out. That still also leads the club in bases on balls. As he faces a 2-2 count in a scoreless game. Wind blowing out toward the chop house as Nola goes back to work, and Olsen has run it full. Travis d'Arnaud, Michael Harris will follow Matt Olsen. And the breaking ball shaves off the outside corner. First strikeout for Aaron Nola. He's sent down 4 in a row.
Boy, that is a perfect pitch. Look at how it comes back around that edge, and you can see why Matt gave up on that pitch. That's going to freeze majority of the hitters you're facing.
Travis d'Arnaud is hitting .267 on the year and looks for his first hit of this series. And drives that hit for the right field corner. That'll one hop off the bricks. It'll die at the base of the wall. And Travis d'Arnaud, as he does so often, swings at the first pitch. He's got a double, and the Braves are in business with 1 out in the second.
Man, what a beautiful job. You got a guy who can sink the ball a little bit. Instead of trying to pull it, look what he does. Stays inside it nice. Hammers it to right field.
Got a little help when that ball hit the bottom side of the padding. So a couple of extra steps for Matt Vierling before he hustled the ball into second. And now Michael Harris with the first RBI chance for either club. And boy, has he been big for the Braves wherever he's hit and whenever the inning.
You think about the second half of the season now, we're going on basically 2 months. He's hitting .500 with runners in scoring position in the second half. It's incredible.
2 career hits against Nola. Both of them are homers. And tried for one there and got the curve. Braves are 36 games over 500 with Michael Harris in the lineup.
Talk about it. That's when they really got going.
End of May, early June. Braves won 14 straight in June, 21 games overall that month, and have taken 9.5 games off the Mets lead with a little more than 2 weeks of regular season baseball left. What a great race. Another breaking ball is whacked toward the on deck circle. It's an even count. July 26th. A long home run from Harris. So let's see what he does with 2 strikes. Again, a high breaking ball froze Matt Olson a moment ago. Let's see if Nola chooses that pitch. It was a breaking ball, but it's on the ground to second. The runner moves to third base with 2 outs. And William Contreras is the hitter after a big night last night.
And a long home run. Only run Ranger Suarez gave up last night. And had a huge hit later in the game too, an RBI single.
Eleven RBIs for William Contreras in his last 25 games. Let's see what he has in store for us here. This is where the Braves have been good. 2 outs and runners in scoring position. First run would be huge for Jake Odorizzi with d'Arnaud at third. Boy, oh boy, is that breaking ball breaking tonight.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones in the league, and that's why, I mean, he's really kind of a 2-pitch pitcher with that fastball but he can also sink it, and then that breaking ball. Usually second, third time around, you'll start to see him mix that changeup in.
Oh, 0-2 with a cutter. d'Arnaud's double, the only hit in the game to this point. He's 90 feet away, but the Braves are down to 1 more strike. And that will retire the side. Bookend strikeouts for Aaron Nola. d'Arnaud left stranded at third, and we go to the third scoreless. It is great to be back at Truist Park, where Atlanta has been so good all year, especially with regards to the Braves pitching staff. That's our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage feature.
I see that the last 45. Braves pitchers held opponents to 3 runs or less in 34 of those games. They're striking out a little bit over 10 hitters per 9 innings. So great work.
Rizzi has struck out 3 in his first 2 scoreless frames. He'll have the bottom third coming up. Bryson Stott, Nick Matone, and Matt Vierling. Bryson Stott 0 for 3 in the series. 9 homers, 41 driven in. Odorizzi 5 out of 7 and throwing first pitch strikes. Good velocity, good command. 29 pitches, 21 strikes.
Looks sharp so far.
Again, a late swing from a left-hand hitter for the Phillies.
You know, and when you watch Jake sometimes like that, that's you sit at home, you think 91, 92, how are they, you know, how can they not see this? But at the same time, the way he's doing it, he's really surprising these hitters, you can tell.
Nobody on or out for the Phillies shortstop, Bryson Stott. And Jake will try again. Mets have taken a 3-0 lead over the Pirates, and Eduardo Escobar 3-run homer off Bryce Wilson. That game in the bottom of the 3rd inning tonight. We are scoreless. Braves and Phillies, game 2 in Atlanta.
Got that one in on his hands, nice.
Chipper Jones is here tonight. I wonder if he sees a younger version of himself with this setup for Bryson Stott in the batter's box. As he didn't chase that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Their left-hand batting stances eerily similar. The 2-2 pitch. Jake pondering every pitch, and now time called. Lifted left side, long run for Riley, and Stott putting together a terrific at bat. He'll see a 10th pitch. This happened last night. Kyle Schwarber had a 10-pitch at bat in the 4th inning and hit a home run.
I was going to say, let's not talk how that one ended. But as you said, a lot of late swings all night tonight.
Try again, 3-2, and got his man. Stott is retired. That's 4 strikeouts for Odorizzi, and he has set down 7 straight.
I mean, just right by you. 14 swings now on that 4-seam fastball. Only put 1 in play tonight. 6 on the cutter, still haven't put it in play.
Nick Matone, the batter. 5 homers, 16 RBIs for him. That floated in nicely. A good curveball, 0-1. Matone with the big league club for the 2nd time this year. He was also up in early June. Sprained his right shoulder, went back to Lehigh Valley, and now here he is. Perfect pitch. Makes it 1-2. Gotta respect Matone. 5 home runs. 2 of them have come against Sandy Alcantara, who might win the Cy Young Award this year.
Sometimes you just see a certain person.
One ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, he really is just going between that 4-seamer and cutter right now. I know he sprinkled in a curveball here, but with those pitches so far, outstanding.
That's bounced into the Braves dugout. Foul. We'll try again. One ball, 2 strikes. Base is empty. No swing.
Yeah, it's close.
Phillies third baseman right on top of the plate with a wide open stance. His elbows are over the inside corner of the plate. And the 2-2 pitch. Got that inside corner. 5 strikeouts for Odorizzi. And Nick doesn't think so.
Man, I'll tell you what. Did a good job framing this ball. Probably was a little bit low, a little bit in, but it did have that comeback to it that made the umpire think twice.
2 outs. Matt Vierling, the hitter. He's the number 9 man on the lineup card. And Odorizzi misses with ball 1. Vierling had a hit here last night. It was a 9th inning single. Tell you what, he is really attacking. He's throwing his fastball much more aggressive, it seems, for Jake.
Yeah, you know, when you think about when he had the last start, he hadn't pitched in what, 13 days, so you had to believe there was going to be a little bit of rust.
A little extra rest has always done Odorizzi good. And he has been sharp tonight. I mean, it's strike after strike. Last night, you'll recall, Max Fried retired the first 9 Phillies in order. Jake Odorizzi trying to match that here. That almost got Schwarber on a bounce.
Duck your head.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And a soft fly ball hit out toward Ronald in right field in a couple of steps. And it's 9 up, 9 down for Jake Odorizzi. He's off to a good start. Ozzie Albies will go to work next. is brought to you by Truist. I'm pretty sure that guy's a Dansby Swanson fan with that hat. And everybody's a fan of that lid, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, between that and the ring, she wins.
Man, it was great to have Ozzie back last night. Got a 2-run double. And with every move Ozzie made, it was standing ovation after standing ovation. Such a popular player. And you talked, Jeff, about how energizing his presence is. Well, it certainly was last night, too.
Yeah, and of course he finished it with a little bloop and a double and a couple RBIs. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow if he's in the lineup, how they do that for a day game. I don't know exactly how they were going to attack that.
Spencer Strider is going to pitch for the Braves tomorrow, hopefully with a chance to sweep the Phillies. We got to get a run here in the third inning. Scoreless game. Albies Eddie Rosario and Ronald Acuna Jr. are coming up. And Nola's missed with 3 in a row. That's rare. And this man almost never walks you. 24 walks. 204 strikeouts. That is a good ratio.
He's gonna, most of the time he's going to make you earn your way on.
No swing, and Ozzie takes a 4-pitch walk. So mark that down. Aaron Nola's human. Leadoff man on for the first time for the Braves. And Eddie Rosario is your hitter. Rosario had a critical at bat in the game last night. He drew the walk before Acuna's 2-run homer. Good lead by Albies. As Eddie chased one and didn't get it up around his collarbone. Strike 1. I know the temptation is to try to manufacture offense against Aaron Nola if he has his plus stuff. Problem is the guy behind the plate can neutralize that.
JT is one of the best in the game. Slow start this year, but has turned it on.
A 1 pitch.
That is one thing it's tough because you get aggressive like that, but he can make the pitches down in the zone that he needs to make. So there's a fine line of getting your pitch, but also not just going up there and getting yourself behind 0-2.
Rosario played as a pull hitter. Lots of room left side for the Atlanta outfielder. As Ozzie's chased back, helmet goes flying. And he drops the helmet. He's out of practice.
Yes, he is. But we all know if he gets flying, that helmet's going to fly off.
Ozzie, the second Braves base runner. He's aboard with a walk. Now the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 at the knees, or slightly below. Rosario is the third strikeout victim for Nola. Back to the top of the order, and Ronald. John Tumpane hunting strikes.
Well, at least he's consistent down in that area because he gave Odorizzi that call. At least you go up there knowing as a hitter if that ball's the lower spot, might call it.
Ronald rolled over to third base. 3 ground ball outs for Aaron Nola in the 1-2-3 first inning. Ronald has a ton of room on the right side where Ozzie leads at first. Since June the 1st, the Braves have averaged over 5 runs a game. They've hit 155 home runs as a team in that stretch. Opposite field 2-run homer for Ronald last night. Oppo approach might not be a bad way to approach Nola. He drives that ball a mile high right field. 2-0 Atlanta. Ronald starting to heat up.
What you love is the opposite field home run again tonight. One yesterday, tonight this is our all-state mayhem moment of the game. And Ronald, another 2-run home run. And Chip, look where this ball lands. If we're doing the chop house game, look at this. I make the catch. Unbelievable. That would have been our chance.
So Acuna's 13th home run gives Atlanta a 2-0 lead. And I could barely get the words out of my mouth. Take this guy to right field, and that ball was creamed.
I'm still thinking about the chop house game and how we would have had it.
Well, now we have a candidate next time we're out there.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be a right-hander. I'll tell you that.
So the Braves strike first. They cash in the leadoff walk. And now a sharply hit ball to short. Good pick, stop, long throw, but too late.
Man, once he had to go to the grass and to his knee here, never going to throw out Dansby Swanson at first base. Beautiful job. Good play by Stott, just too far to throw.
Here's Austin Riley. He grounded out. 2-0 Braves. Nola's given up 18 home runs now on the year. The Phillies have a fight on their hands. They're down 2. We know how good the Braves have been when they score the first run of the game. This pitching staff and this bullpen, that has been the magic formula. The Braves are 64-12 when they score first.
Now think about the 2 big hits today so far. Double to right field down the line for Travis d'Arnaud. Long bomb to right center field.
So a go-ahead home run for Ronald. 2-0 Braves. Here's Riley, runner at first. Dansby Swanson has a big lead. And the Phillies a game and a half in front of San Diego in the 3rd wild card spot. The Padres are in Arizona tonight. That game just underway. As I said, it's unlikely the Phillies are going to catch the Braves, but Atlanta could really play the role of the spoiler. They have 2 good series against the Phillies.
Yeah, Brewers aren't, I mean, they're not that far behind.
Nope. Remember, after this one, the Phillies go to face the Toronto Blue Jays. They're home to the Braves for 4, and their last 3 games are against the AL champion Astros on the road. Much tougher way in for Philadelphia in these final 2 weeks than the Braves who are in front of them.
Yeah, that's where you run into the whole idea of the rest. At that point, what are you going to do? You can rest the players, play them. But if you win, that's your choice.
Right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Up the middle, that's going to sneak through on 3 hops. And Dansby will easily make third. 3 straight hits for the Braves, who've gone up at the corners, and Matt Olson coming up.
Well, what a time here for Matt Olson, Chip. We talked about him struggling. You got first and third. Austin Riley just hits this one right up middle part.
One of Nola's best pitches was made to Matt Olson, who worked the count full. And he was called out on a high curveball. That started the second inning for the Braves. Now all of a sudden have 4 hits versus Aaron Nola. Hard to believe that Aaron Nola is not yet 30 years old.
I know, right? He came up right out of the draft and pretty much was up in the big leagues not too long.
He's about 150 strikeouts away from 1,500 in his career. 1 ball, no strikes. Fly ball, well hit down the line. Did he keep it fair? He did not.
Man.
Got some leverage on that baby, didn't he?
Gosh.
Dansby thought it was a fair ball. We might get an umpiring boundary call review here.
The call on the field is a foul ball. This is a crew chief review for a potential home run.
Dansby had a great look at third base. Let's see if the ball disappears behind the pole. Well, that won't help. It went over.
Yeah, I know. I always look at the hitter in those moments, and you could see Matt kind of put his head down, which to me might have told you that just hooked foul.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. It is a foul ball.
Boundary calls were the original intent of review.
I love when the fans boo anyways.
Yeah, well, it's natural when you're playing the Phillies, right? Make them feel right at home.
That is true.
But for Olson, a well-struck ball. That's an encouraging sign. He's got a 1-1 count. First and third, 2 in.
Wow.
The Mets say that was in. But that's the same pitch that.
That's just tough because as a hitter, I mean, there's nothing you can possibly do with that pitch.
Well, as we said, John Tumpain is hunting strikes.
Yeah.
Got a generous zone down tonight. And Olson now has to go to work 1 and 2. Matt's more angry about strike 2 than strike 3, and he is the second out of the inning. So 4 strikeouts for Nola. Darno with a double. He hit the ball the other way. See if he can add on to the Braves' 3rd inning lead.
Most RBIs by catchers this year in all of baseball. Braves are second with 88. Phillies lead with 91.
And Real Muto has 77 of those.
Yes, but what a job that Contreras and d'Arnaud have done. And of course DHing also, but that's not in that stat.
2 balls, no strikes. First and third. And now Nola misses low. It's 3-0. He wouldn't walk a second man in the inning, would he?
I don't know if it'd be smart to bring Harris up.
Nola 1 or less bases on balls in 23 of his 28 starts. His lone walk today cost him a run. And now it's 3-0. Swanson at third, Riley at first. And the 3-1 pitch. Bases are loaded, 2 walks in the inning. And Michael Harris is coming up, Jeff, with the bases loaded.
Well, like you said, not too many walks from Aaron Nola, and especially one on 4 pitches and the other on 5.
So the Phillies will talk it over with Michael Harris coming up. Bases are full of Braves as we pause for a word from Truist.
Tim always offered the best advice.
Hit it nice and firm.
Today, Tim is a teammate at Truist, where you can get personalized insights right on the app.
October is right around the corner. And so for the first time this year, Aaron Nola has walked 2 batters in an inning. Michael Harris with the bases loaded, 2 outs is your hitter. 2 homers against Aaron Nola in his career. Chance to put a big crooked number up here. The pitch. That was a mature take.
Oh, yeah, just not chasing on that pitch. That's the changeup. You can see going to it here in a key situation.
Michael Harris is 4 for 5 with the bases loaded this year. And he's ahead in the count. He's further ahead in the count.
Man.
Money Mike is ready to roll.
I like that. That was good.
2-0 pitch.
That's when you have confidence right there.
That separates the men from the boys here.
6
huh?
of your last 7 pitches for balls, and you throw that one over the knuckle curve.
Nolan's sweating through the brim of his cap as he has no place to put Harris. 2 balls and a strike. High fly towards center, but room for Marsh to catch that. He broke back, now comes in and puts it away to retire the side. Atlanta makes Aaron Nola work. 2 walks and then a 2-run homer for Ronald Acuna Jr., who's homered in back-to-back games. The Braves strike first and lead it 2-0. Homer for the 2nd straight game. His 3rd inning blast makes it 2-0 Braves. Now we turn our attention, Jeff, to Jake Odorizzi, who's seen 9 Phillies hitters. He struck out 5 of them and has retired 9 in a row to start his night.
Well, we're going to take a look at his 5 strikeouts with StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. See that 4-seamer, had 2 of them, and then 3 cutters. All bounced around different parts of the zone, but first time through the lineup, he was outstanding. Couldn't ask for anything better. 26 swings, got 6 misses, 16 fouls, and only 4 obviously put in play.
So Kyle Schwarber will greet him first in the 4th inning. Schwarber flied out to start the game. And he's going to pop this ball up toward the on-deck circle. That, however, into the Truist Club seats behind home plate. No balls and a strike for the Phillies outfielder. Just 5 hits for Schwarber against the Braves this year. That's the good news. The bad news.
They all been home runs. 4 of them.
Including 1 here last night. He and Nick Castellanos, the 2 big free agent signings for the Phillies. They wanted to jumpstart their offense. Schwarber has held up his end of the bargain, as he's pushing closer to 200 career homers.
You know, these hitters, though, have watched that pitch on the left-handers. They should know it's going to get called tonight, even in off the plate.
On the ground into the shift, and Riley slipped as he made the play, and Olsen had to make the scoop. Austin lost his footing out there, but 10 up, 10 down for Odorizzi as he starts the 4th inning.
He almost did a split.
That hurts just watching.
Yes.
At our ages. Nice job by Olsen to look that one into the glove. Here's Alec Bohm. He bounced out to Austin in the 1st inning. That's headed for the second deck off to the right. 2 balls and a strike.
That's a perfect example of what his fastball cutter combo is doing. A 2-0 count. You get an 88-mile-per-hour cutter right over the middle of the dish, and you're late. You know, Braves fans have not seen the best of Jake, of what we've seen him do in Tampa, Houston. But when he was going well, this is kind of what it was. You would watch it and you'd think, you know, he's cutting fastballs, nothing overpowering, but he's getting outs.
And isn't that the name of the game?
It is, and I know he's been frustrated that he hasn't been able to do that as much as he's wanted to here, but tonight, man, looking outstanding.
That one right back where it came from, and Ozzie dives behind the bag, and the Phillies have their first hit. Alec Bohm right back up the middle, and that'll bring Bryce Harper up, representing the tying run. Bohm's really done good work at the plate against the Braves this year.
He's really had a good year. I feel like this is the year he's finally kind of put it together somewhat. I think can both agree the talent's always been there for him.
18 of his 149 hits have come against the Braves, and now Bryce Harper. Harper struck out his first time up. Popped up left side. Riley gives chase, but won't have room. I know Bryce Harper is the superstar that Braves country loves to hate. But you can't help but respect what Bryce Harper is trying to do this year, playing with a torn ligament in his elbow, which means he can't play the outfield, but he can still hit.
Yeah, and a lot of people have different opinions with it. Should he go ahead and get surgery, you know, knowing you're going to have to at some point? And he decided against it and wanted to DH and get back. And for them with playoff position right now, seems like a smart move.
No balls and a strike. With Bohm at first. 1 out, 2-0 Braves on an Acuna homer. And I guess that's the risk and reward, right? Phillies in line to make the playoffs this year. But if the elbow goes south again for Harper next year, well.
Yeah, well, and that's the key. If he has the surgery, when is the recovery? When is he back?
Again, a late swing. Odorizzi has thrown 62 pitches in this game. The Phillies have fouled off 21 of them.
And it's not been like, hey, we're out in front, hard foul balls. It's they're by you late.
Reactionary swings.
Yes.
Check of the runner at first. Harper behind in the count. That was close. Good stop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. After Bryce Harper, barring a double play, JT Realmuto is the hitter. On the ground, under the glove of Olsen, who thought about turning 2. He couldn't glove it. Harper's going to burn towards second. The throw from Acuna is going to be late. Dansby says check it. The throw right on the money. Quick tag. Harper called safe. We'll see if the Braves challenge it.
That's a play you normally see Matt make. And they're not going to challenge this one.
Man, I don't know. Let's see from this angle. Looks like they got him.
When does it hit? That's the problem.
So back-to-back hits for the Phillies. Harper with a hustle double. And now Realmuto will hit with 2 in scoring position for the Phillies in a 2-0 game. Boy, it was a great throw by Ronald, right on the money. JT struck out to start the second inning. One ball, no strikes. This is how the Phillies have gotten back into playoff contention, Jeff. They have been the best hitting team with runners in scoring position in the major leagues this season. A .276 team average in situations like this. But here in Atlanta, that luck seems to have dried up.
Well, let's credit the Braves pitching staff. For the last 15. Here they've done great work. See if Jake can limit the damage here.
So take away the double for Harper. They've changed the scoring. It's a 2-base error on Matt Olson.
And I know Matt would tell you the same thing, that he makes that play majority of the time. Just kind of picked up his glove a little too quick.
Rizzi, 2 balls and a strike.
You can tell he's being a little bit careful with the base open. Last time up got Marsh to strike out on a fastball up.
Marsh, though, a left-handed hitter. Now Real Muto can be selective. 3-1 the count. That ball died at the point of the plate. 3-2. Here's the play Jeff was talking about. If Matt fields that, that's probably an inning-ending double play.
I would think so, because it was hit right at him.
So the 3-2 pitch for JT is corked into shallow center. Harris has a beat on it. He's got a cannon. He sets. He grabs. He's going to hold the runner. So make it 0 for their last 16 with risk for the Phillies in this ballpark. And Odorizzi an out away from preserving the lead.
And that's a perfect example sometimes of just the strength of your arm. Now, Michael did not make a great throw there, and maybe Bohm gets home. But last thing they want to do is run into an easy out at home plate, so they hold them. Ronald in right, Michael in center. That's the kind of stuff. Those two guys, such game-changing type arms that most other center fielders, it's 2-1 right now.
So Travis d'Arnaud out to talk about how Odorizzi wants to approach this sequence. You've got the left hitting Marsh, then the right hand hitting Segura on the lineup card for the Phillies. Marsh struck out in the second inning. He's got second and third now with 2 outs. And as we said, Marsh has been one of their hottest hitters of late. I know you've got a base open, and I know you have the righty-righty matchup, but Segura has really punished the Braves at the plate the last couple of years.
Yeah.
1 ball, no strikes.
First time we haven't seen him give that pitch tonight.
Be careful here. 2 balls, no strikes. Fly ball right field. Ronald is going to catch it. Odorizzi's out of it. That's why you get veterans, folks. That was one whale of a job by Jake Odorizzi. The Phillies strand 2 and trail 2-0.
The league last week, and Tyler Matzek is the Braves nominee this year The award is an annual recognition of a Major League Baseball player who best represents the game of baseball through extraordinary character, community involvement, philanthropy, if I could say that right, and positive contributions, both on and off the field. Tyler has teamed up with Athletes Against Anxiety and Depression to provide free mental health and wellness counseling for anyone suffering with anxiety and depression. He and the Braves Foundation have raised more than $11,000 since May 1st, and that's helped close to 300 people get free therapy at no cost to them. Tyler Matzek, guys, a great human being doing great work in the community.
No doubt, Nick, and a great report. Thank you for that. Hope Tyler wins that award.
Yeah, as I told you, in baseball, to me, it's maybe the most prestigious award a player can get.
As William Contreras gets set for the 4th inning, you and I were talking before the game. It was kind of jarring last night to see Eddie Rosario wear number 21 in honor of Roberto Clemente. That honor and that number has been retired by the Braves.
Yeah.
But he wore it for Clemente last night. And I wonder if baseball will retire 21 like they did Jackie Robinson.
It's been talked about, I think. I've heard stuff come up, but
line into center, a base hit for Contreras. His 4th hit of the series, and that's how the Atlanta 4th starts.
He stays hot.
You think about 3 great ambassadors to our game: Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente. How about Hank Aaron too? Retire them all.
Stays right up through the middle. Look at that beautiful piece of hitting.
Ozzie has walked and scored tonight. He's batting 8th for the Braves. Ozzie, by the way, is closing in on 100 career homers. He's 2 away from that. No balls and a strike. Top of the zone for Albies, who's driven home 27 of his 35 RBIs here at Truist Park. Not surprisingly, that's helped the Braves win 48 home games.
We know he likes to try to excite the home crowd here. See him gap one here and run.
Well, his pal Ronald has a 2-run homer. Let's see if he can do the same here in the 4th inning. 2-0 Braves have the lead. And he serves that the other way. That was a magic wand. And Contreras will stop at second. Ozzie serves one the other way on an 0-2 count.
We don't see him do that much, but sometimes when he gets 2 strikes, he will do that. He'll shorten up, know that he's got that side. He kind of threw him a curveball in the spot that enabled Ozzie to just kind of throw the bat head at it. Nice piece of hitting.
So 2 on, nobody out for Eddie Rosario. He struck out his first time up. The Braves now 6 hits in the game off Aaron Nola. Some of Aaron's best work in the Phillies rotation came while Rick Kranitz was the pitching coach there. They were very close. And Cranny knows all the ins and outs of Aaron Nola. And I'm sure all that helps appreciate it for the Braves offense. No balls and a strike. Well, he can get you out down in the zone. He can get you out up in the zone.
That's what he tries to do. 9-hole for Atlanta this year, 89 RBIs. 4-hole with 92, the only better one in the lineup. That's amazing.
Very deep lineup. The pitch is popped up left side. Matan is over, can't get there, and Rosario will stay alive. It's 0-2. Outfield pretty straight up for Rosario here with 2 strikes. And he hits one in the air to right. Fairling retreats a step or 2. Contreras at the second base bag is going to tag. He's going to move up. So is Ozzie. Ball cut off. Throw late. Great base running for the Braves.
Well, you love it. Ozzie got a good sprint off there, Chip, and when that ball went high, Ozzie took off. Great read.
Ozzie laid on the ground for just a split second. Hope he didn't jam a finger or tear the glove as he made the dive into second base. So Albies appears to be all right, and Ronald will hit with second and third and 1 out. This was the scenario the Phillies faced a moment ago and couldn't score. See if the Braves can add on to their 2-run lead. Acuna's homer, the only tallies of the night. Infield comes in for the Phillies. Scorched it fair into the left field corner. That'll make it 4-0. Ronald on his way to second. A stand-up double.
Now 2-run homer to right center, crushed. Hanging curveball first pitch. Waits just back enough that he can drop it right down the line.
And our great stat man Hal Galima, Jeff, points out that all of Ronald's hits in this series, first pitch.
Love it. If it's there, go. Guys are going to try to get ahead of him and go to work, and right now he's seen the ball well.
So 100 career doubles for Ronald. The Braves have a 4-0 lead. And they've done that on 7 hits. 3 of them have come here in the 4th inning. Dansby has an infield knock in 2 tries. Keep on adding on here. Braves are gunning for win number 90 on the season. Once the Braves get to 90 wins, it'll be the 20th time in the Atlanta portion of the franchise's history to have 90 or more wins in a major league campaign.
We're going for 100 though, right?
They've already topped last year's win total. They won 88 and won the World Series last year. They've got 89 now. Talk about a perfect pitch.
Yeah.
It was a Leo Mazzoni special right there, right?
Down and away. Braves made Nola work too. 69th pitch coming up. Still in the 4th inning.
Fans have the wave going, leading 4-0 at home. And a chopper hit towards short. Acuna's going to move up to third base on that roller. And he's in safely. Swanson's the second out, and Austin Riley the hitter.
I don't know if they take a chance at Ronald at third. He kind of froze for a second before he went, but all in all, smart play by Stott to get the second out.
Austin Riley's up for the third time in the game. Austin Riley starts play tonight in second place in the home run chase in the National League. Kyle Schwarber with 39, Riley 36. Pete Alonso and Paul Goldschmidt started the day at 35. We'll take a hit of any kind from Austin here as he's sitting on 90 runs batted in. And couldn't stop his swing there. It's 0-2. On the ground to short, Stott's got it. And his throw on the run is letter perfect. And so is Ronald Acuna Jr. tonight. 2 extra base hits, 4 RBIs. And after 4, the Braves have a big lead at home over the Phillies. Has entered the game to play second base for Ozzie Albies as we get set for the 5th inning. Again, Albies with a slide at second base was on the ground for a few moments, not exactly sure what he did. He kept looking at his right hand.
A lot of times, I hate to say it, when you go in, Chip, that's a finger that goes in with that right hand.
I wonder if Segura accidentally stepped on him. You saw Segura sort of pat Ozzie in the back of the head after he started to get up from the ground, and then his foot moved a second behind the bag. I wonder if he just accidentally stepped on it. I don't know. So as soon as we know, we'll let you know.
He either had to step on him or he went in and jammed a finger or something like that. I mean, those are the only 2 things that really could happen on that type play.
Ozzie was able to finish the inning, but is taken out after 4 now as Jake Odorizzi with a 4-run lead faces the bottom portion of this Philly lineup. Segura, Stott, and Nick Maton. That skips up there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake's done an excellent job. He set down the first 10 Phillies hitter in order to start the night. At second and third with 1 out in the 4th inning. Got 2 flyouts to keep the shutout bid alive. And now Segura on the ground to third. Riley's got that. And a perfect throw for out number 1. Today's A-list member of our game is Joanne Schwartz of Ball Ground, Georgia. Joanne's been a member since 2010. Her favorite A-list perks are having priority access to games, discounts, and added value with her tickets, and access to exclusive events like A-list Appreciation Day. Congratulations, Joanne Schwartz, today's A-list member of the game. Bryson Stott is the hitter. An 11 pitch at bat earned him a swing and a miss. So he's 0 for 1. Odorizzi's longest outing with the Braves, 6 innings. That came against the Pirates on August 22nd. He went 7 innings a couple of times with the Astros, including his final start with Houston. 7 innings of shutout ball against Seattle before he was then traded to the Braves. So he's looking good. He's got some margin for error, a 4-0 lead. And right now, Jeff, the Phillies are swinging at the invisible ball. Hope that continues.
And 2 pitches, the 4-seam fastball and the cutter. He's mixing it up, and as you said, they cannot figure it out.
What you don't want are walks with a 4-run lead. As Bryson Stott now has a 3-2 count. Lined and foul. We'll try again. Braves lead the season series with the Phillies 7-6. One more game here tomorrow. We'll see the Phillies for the final time on our upcoming road trip next week. Phillies and Nationals. All the remaining games for the Braves are within the Eastern Division. Oh, that got Rick Kranitz.
Got Cranny.
He tried to spin out of the way, but the ball kept hunting him. And it's funny to everybody else when it doesn't happen to you, right?
He's going to move a little bit now.
And that's inside, ball 4, a 1-out walk. First of those from Odorizzi, and for the Phillies, just their 3rd base runner of the game. So Maton is your hitter. Told when Nick was originally signed, his name was pronounced Maton. Now it's Maton.
Took a little change of the last name.
Luckily, he hasn't changed the pronunciation of Nick. It's confusing enough. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays bullpen's got some action. Dylan Lee is the first man up. He'd love to get Jake through 5, give him a chance to win the game. He leads by 4. Line drive into right field. That's softly hit toward the corner. And Bryson Stott on his way to third base. The Phillies again have him at the corners with 1 man out.
I wasn't necessarily hit hard. It was kind of off the end of the bat. You can hear it sounded, but just was able to loop it right over Olson's head. Good job by Ronald getting to. You can really see Ronald running better. I don't know if you've noticed that to me, but cutting balls off in the gaps. I know it wasn't ideal for the lineup to have him, but I think the 2-week period that he DH'd 3 weeks might benefit in the long run.
And not just the running, his ability to stop on a dime and spin.
Well,
that throw that he made and almost got Harper at second. Made a play like that down in Miami, you'll recall, and got a runner at second base. So Ronald looking more and more like himself defensively and offensively today with a 4 RBI night. So the meeting with Rick Kranitz concludes. Odorizzi has first and third, 1 out. And the number 9 hitter, Matt Vierling, coming up. This is the part of the lineup you try to get outs in. because 1 through 5, 1 through 6 for these guys, it's pretty stout.
Yeah.
Fearling's hitting to 7 double plays this year. And he was late. Strike one. Oh, and 2.
That's just 2 fastballs at 93 right by him.
Well, does he triple up?
Well, the old "it's not broke, don't fix it."
Remember, Vaughn Grissom now playing second for Atlanta. He's right behind the bag at second base. The pitch. He has popped out of play. It was a fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. A shade Fearling toward right. Michael Harris moves over a few more steps with a 2-strike count. And here it is. Another foul ball.
Well, I like keep coming up with that fastball up. See if he tries to maybe this time do that, but come in on him. You don't necessarily want to speed up his bat here, say, with an off-speed pitch, but you still can make one. It's just got to be painted down the way.
26 foul balls for the Phillies. Of the 91 pitches from Odorizzi this evening. The pitch. Didn't chase it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Really want to get Fearling here. Then you've got Kyle Schwarber, the league leader in homers, waiting on deck. That's why Dylan Lee is getting ready. Perfect world, you get a double play ball. Driven toward right. That'll chase Acuna back. And Ronald is underneath. He makes the grab. Here comes his throw. It's going to be close and safe. Great throw by Acuna. Stott scores on the sac fly. Maton doesn't tag. And with 2 outs, the best Schwarber could do is make it a 1-run game. And Dylan Lee is going to be called upon here with Schwarber coming up.
What a great throw. Makes this a heck of a lot closer than it should have been.
Jake Odorizzi did a terrific job tonight. 4 2/3 innings. He allowed just 1 run. Phillies have a man aboard, trailing by 3 here in game 2.
Truck. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Terrific job by Jake Odorizzi, who gives up a run here in the Philadelphia 5th inning. It was all the foul balls, Jeff, that I think caught up to him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they worked them. It's a tough lineup to navigate through. And look, if this is earlier in the season, this isn't happening right now. Snit would give Jake every chance to get Schwarber out. But at that same time, where you're at now, kind of like we talked in the pregame about who plays, who doesn't, you owe it to your team. You got to do, it's not personal. You got to win ball games.
Dylan Lee worked a scoreless inning last night. His job is to get Kyle Schwarber here. Schwarber's 0 for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. A run in for Philadelphia. The pitch. Lee's been rested a bit in recent days, and I think his stuff has shown that. Much crisper, much better results.
And I think he's gotten over that hump a little bit of, you know, the August heat struggles and the long season. Now you kind of feel the stretch run and a little re-energized.
Got Alec Boehm waiting on deck. He's had a good year against the Braves. You want to get this lefty-lefty advantage taken care of with Schwarber versus Dylan Lee. Braves are trying to go 18-5 at home after the All-Star break.
Is that good?
That's real good, especially when you have the best ERA and lowest opponent's batting average.
You got another sellout tonight, 42 plus, I'm sure.
That's knuckled into right, curling away from Ronald, and he's going to play it on a hop. That ball had all kinds of crazy English off the bat. It looked like it was headed right for Ronald, and then it took a sharp left turn from the home plate perspective, and the Phillies have him first and third.
I've never seen a ball go that far off the end of the bat. That's why. Watch this thing. It looked like it was going to hook at Ronald. I mean, it sliced 20 yards. Watch this. You got to remember, that's a left-handed batter. It's not a... Wow.
I've seen that off the 15th tee, but not in the batter's box in a big league game. Wow. Even Schwarber doesn't know how it did that.
And not with me, right?
No, never. Never. Yours was the 14th tee. Here's Boehm, 2 on, 2 out. He now represents the tying run. So Nick Maton at third base, Schwarber the runner at first. The Braves protecting a 4-1 lead. Things getting tense here in the Philly fifth. Colin McHugh is getting up. Bryce Harper is on deck. We do not want to see him with men aboard in this inning. But Dylan Lee has to make a pitch to avoid that. Might have to make 2. And he can't. Single and a walk, and all of a sudden the Phillies have the bases loaded, and Harper is the hitter. Second walk of the inning, one from Odorizzi, one from Dylan Lee. And now Bryce Harper, who is 0 for 6 in the series, will try to do serious damage for the Phillies.
It'll be interesting to see how they approach him here. They have really, when you saw Max last night, Chip did a phenomenal job of running those two-seamers in on him.
Harper 2 for 4 this year with the bases loaded. He does have a grand slam. He has 7 RBIs. There are, however, 2 outs. And that is yanked foul. Strike 1. And the Phillies 0 for their last 17 with runners at second or third base at Truist Park. Lee trying to get Atlanta out of a mess. No balls and a strike. And he's quickly ahead of Harper 0-2. Well, partner, where do you go now?
I'd run that two-seamer in. Might get a rollover. The thing you worry about with that slider is if it somehow spins a little bit right into the happy zone.
Line drive, right field. Ronald coming on. Dives, and he got it.
Wow, doing it all, kid. Have a night. Gets a great jump on this ball. Look, that's when you're committed. See, I'm going to make a play. Huge out. In this last inning, bases loaded, makes a dive for the best coverage in the game. This is the T-Mobile coverage cam. Ronald, 4 RBIs and a catch that saved 3 runs.
So you could say it's a 7-run night for Acuna.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
So that takes a little of the pressure off for Atlanta. The lead now 4-1. Long rest for Aaron Nola. He'll face Matt Olson, Travis d'Arnaud, and Michael Harris. Let's see if the Braves can get the run back. Nola had a 1-2-3 first. He's had base runners in every inning since. And this one popped up left side. Stott was all by himself on the left side. And Matt Olson is retired and is 4 for his last 60 at the plate. One away, Travis d'Arnaud. He's doubled. He's walked. Jeff, he's tonight's Yellowwood, bringing the lumber feature.
In the last 14 games for Travis, scored 12 runs. He's reached base safely in 10 of the 14. Now 11 of 15 after tonight. He's hitting .333 with wrist since August 1st.
So we had the first hit for the Braves, a double to right back in the second inning. d'Arnaud now with 21 doubles on the season. 7 hits for the Braves, who lead 4-1.
Pitching on Odorizzi, 4 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run was earned.
And that's upstairs. Remember, Ozzie Albies had to come out of the ball game. Vaughn Grissom has taken his spot at second. Maybe we'll see him bat in this inning. Nick, do you have an update on Ozzie's situation?
Yeah, the team just tough news, broken or fractured pinky, I should say. For Ozzie, so a little downer for sure.
So the man just came back from the injured list 2 days ago and slides headfirst into second and fractures his pinky.
Man, it's tough when you spend all that time.
1 ball, 1 strike. Popped up right side. Bohm at first is right on the chalk stripe and makes that play in fair ground. 2 outs.
You spend all that time getting back in you know, something so small, that's how it happens. Crazy.
So it's the right pinky. I would imagine, Jeff, you could play through that offensively, but Ozzy's a right-handed thrower. Can you throw with that?
Good news is it's the pinky. You know, so if you throw, you get the two. It's not like you're throwing with all four fingers.
Right.
So I would imagine it's what kind of pain you can tolerate.
Michael Harris, the hitter. Well, the good news is Atlanta has a proven guy at second base in Vaughn Grissom.
Yeah,
that's not the only good news.
I was going to say, you just hate it when a guy's worked his butt off to get back like that, and something like that, so small, just you don't think about that sliding into second. You know, he's got the oven mitt on the left hand. I'm guessing when he comes back, whenever that is, he's going to have double oven mitts.
You know, the old days, guys sliding in feet first, that almost never happens anymore.
Right.
And with the speed guys have and the forward velocity they have, and infielders dropping their knees and those hard tags, all those delicate bones in the hand, they take a beating, and they did for Ozzy here tonight. This one into left field, foul ground. Michael Harris pops out, and we go to the 6th inning in Atlanta, where the Braves lead the Phillies 4-1. On the schedule are against Eastern Division teams. Jeff, that's been the story for the Braves the last several seasons. Let's check that out. Our Discover matchup feature.
Well, the Braves pitchers have a 3.68 during that time. You want to know the run differential for the last 2 seasons? 152.
Is that good or bad?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
They have done their work in the division.
And they're trying to do their work tonight against the Phillies. And Colin McHugh, the 3rd man to toil for Atlanta. He'll work the 6th, maybe the 7th tonight, as he'll face Real Muto, Marsh, then Gene Segura. JT is 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 6 in the series. I mean, that's been the story of this night tonight. It's been McHugh with that swing, Odorizzi all night. Just awkward swings from the Phillies hitters.
Yep.
Lefties, righties alike. Yeah, a lot of foul balls, but
late swings, like you said.
4-1 Atlanta. Nobody on or out. And that one hit right to Grissom. His first chance of the night. It's played great at second base. And there's out number 1. If you want postseason tickets for all potential 2022 playoff games at Truist Park, all you have to do is register for the Ticketmaster Verified Fan Program, which is open now until September the 19th. That's 2 days from today. Verified fans get pre-sale access for all potential playoff games, including the World Series, before tickets go on sale to the general public. Go to Braves.com/postseason to find out all the details on becoming a verified fan. Here, Brandon Marsh's family and fan club chanting his name. Who's got a better beard, this guy or Charlie Blackmon?
Charlie's been doing the beard a long time.
I know,
but I mean, that's a beard. You don't grow that overnight.
No. Lined out a play foul for Marsh. 2 balls and a strike. Phillies looking at the scoreboard. They are scoreboard watching too. The Padres have taken a 2-run lead in Arizona. Again, the Phillies only a game and a half in front of San Diego for the second wild card position. And still lead the Pirates. That's 4-0. Bottom 7. Here it's 4-1 Braves. And fouled away. 2-2 your count. Just joining us, big night for Ronald Acuna Jr. He's done it all. 2 hits, a homer, 4 RBIs. Just made a diving catch on Bryce Harper with the bases loaded and 2 outs to get Atlanta out of the 5th inning. Jake Odorizzi started, went 4 2/3 innings, gave up a run, had 26 foul balls drive up his pitch count. But Jake did an excellent job. Dylan Lee got us out of the 5th inning. Now Colin McHugh trying to pile up a frame or 2. And then you turn it over to Minter, Iglesias, and Jansen perhaps. The only downer tonight, if you missed it as well, Ozzie Albies sliding into second base in the 4th inning, fractured his right pinky finger. This is Ozzie's 2nd game back after he broke his foot.
Now you go back and remember looking at the replay, and he kept looking at it. You get the feeling that he kind of knew he probably did that right off the bat. He was going to run the bases, finish it, but
you think about Trey Turner a couple of years ago. Remember, he broke his index finger.
Yep.
First the 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Marsh flails away and is struck out for the 2nd time tonight. 2 outs. Turner had really changed the way he swung the bat. He would have that pointer finger pointing at the pitcher. Different story though with the pinky finger.
Yeah.
So 2 up, 2 down for McHugh. Gene Segura, the batter, he's 0 for 2. Braves are leading Aaron Nola through 5 innings. We've got Spencer Strider going to the mound for the Braves tomorrow. Bailey Falter, a left-hander, will pitch for the Phillies. First pitch at 1:35. Then we face the Nationals for 3. The pitch is rolled foul for Segura, and McHugh just doing his thing, Jeff. Strike after strike. He's got Segura behind 0-2.
Well, Jake did it to him, kind of just working it in and out, and Colin's doing the same thing here. And I agree. I think if you really want to, you can get 2 innings out of Colin here. Only 12 pitches so far.
Line right at Austin Riley. Perfect 1-2-3 inning for Colin McHugh. Lower 3rd coming up for the Braves.
We had bad news with Ozzie Albies with a right pinky fracture earlier in the ballgame. Von Grissom has come on at second base. He came on in the 5th inning. He's done a phenomenal job all season long. 31 games. He's hitting over 300. I talked to Ron Washington about him earlier today, and he said he hasn't really struggled in his career, but he's a guy that wants to go help this team win. He's going to work his tail off to do anything he can to help this team win ball games, and that's the bottom line. You have depth on this ball club. You have guys around him that are winners, and that's going to help moving forward.
First pitch swing from William Contreras. He's going to roll out to 3rd for out number 1. And Greeny, I would imagine for Vaughn, the advantage he has is this isn't his first day in the big leagues. He's been here a while. He's established the fact that he can be successful not just at the plate, but playing defensively too.
And that's one of the big things with a guy like Vaughn is when you bring them up and they have success, at least that confidence is there. Now, that being said, he's scuffled a little bit lately, so how does he handle that? He's had a couple of days off, which might be a good thing for him. He was talking to Kevin Seitzer around the cage today, trying to work on some things with his swing, but he knows what he has to do to be better, and he has the support team around him to fill this gap if they have to fill this gap with Ozzie Albies, and you have depth. That's the best part about this club. Alex has built a great club with depth, with guys that can't contribute.
Yeah, let's not forget, you've got Arcia, you've got Adrianza, who can play all the middle infield spots too. But tonight for Grissom, playing in his 32nd game, hitting .304, 5 homers, 16 RBIs. He's stolen 5 bases, and in these 31 games, he scored 22 runs. Another grounder to third takes care of Grissom quickly. 2 men are out.
It's like anything for Vaughn. It's the old saying, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Is that how that goes?
It is.
Keep getting that wrong for some reason, but he will be ready. And he's called upon tonight with a 4-1 Atlanta lead. Here's Eddie Rosario. Eddie is 0 for 2. Got to give credit to the Braves. Aaron Nola is one of the best in the business, and Ronald Acuna, 2 big hits tonight.
I mean, that's how you got to get him. Someone's got to deliver a big hit. I mean, you look at this, he's still at 83, 84 pitches now. So knowing the workhorse he is, if he gets this out, he'll probably go back out there for the 7th inning. They're not afraid to throw him, I'll tell you that.
Well, any concerns about Nola wearing out in September? Look, he's pitched a good ball game, but that has been the problem for him in his career. A 4.45 ERA in September, where he's 9-14.
That's what I said. You wonder sometimes. You ride him all season, and then you get to this last month. Does he run out of gas?
Well, they need him to keep rolling along, and they need to get Zach Wheeler back. Wheeler's been dealing with some forearm issues. I'm told that Wheeler
maybe this week
on track to pitch early next week for the Phillies. And you know, Rob Thompson's going to have all his horses lined up for the Braves when we head up to Philadelphia. But tonight Atlanta leads it 4-1. And we're about to head to the final 3 innings, hopefully after Rosario and Acuna pick up a couple more runs. But it's not to be. Aaron Nola strikes out Rosario, and we are off to the 7th with the lower third coming up for the Fightins, down 4-1. That's Bryce Wilson, the former Brave, on the mound, and Eduardo Escobar in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. Launches a 3-run homer. That's all the Mets have needed to this point. They go to the 8th inning. At Citi Field, it's a 4-0 score. So as we cut to the chase, the Braves and Mets neck and neck in the Eastern Division race. Atlanta 1 game back as we continue on tonight. All the September action will come your way on Bally Sports South and Bally Sports Southeast. The cut to the chase in September is presented by Texas Pete Sauce, like you mean it. So Colin McHugh maybe will pitch, Jeff, the most important inning of the game for the Braves. It's the bottom third for the Phillies. It's the 7th, and the Braves lead by 3. Bryson Stott, the only Philly to score. He walked and came home in the 5th inning on a Veerling sacrifice fly.
I was going to say it was the bottom part of the lineup for them that was able to manufacture the run.
And a base hit the other way by Bryson Stott. That was nicely done. Leadoff single. Brings up Matan. He singled and struck out. Well, how do you win a division? How do you go to the playoffs? With the way the game is managed now, it truly is a bullpen game. And with regard to that, Jeff, this month Atlanta has a big advantage over the Phillies.
Hey, Atlanta's bullpen under 2. It's 1.96. and the Phillies 4.79. It's been the Achilles heel for them for the last 4 or 5 years. Go look at their lineup. They got guys putting up huge numbers. How many times have we seen over the years the Braves do exactly what they did to the Phillies last night?
And look, their bullpen's been better.
They have been better, 100%.
But they just haven't really been able to get over that hump, and they've tried to help their pen by letting guys like Nola and Wheeler and Falter and others pitch deeper in the games. But the biggest stat is one that I've pointed out, I think, every time we've seen the Phillies this year, because it's just astounding. When your bullpen has pitched 300 fewer innings than your starters and they have more walks than the starting 5, that's a problem. And they haven't been able to fix that yet. But look at what the Braves bullpen has done since July 1, Jeff. That is indescribably good, presented by Zaxby's.
Outstanding. Only the Dodgers bullpen is better than that. That's how you reel off what the Braves were able to reel off and get to 89 wins right now.
Time with a 1-2 count, runner at first. Phillies are down 3. And a swing and a miss. Colin McHugh's second strikeout. That'll bring up Matt Vierling, who's driven home the lone Phillies run. Nothing fancy again for Colin. Curveballs, cutters, fastballs. And the Fightins haven't been able to connect with much success yet. Vierling, as we told you, 7 double plays this year. Number 8 would be welcome. That would then send us to the stretch. And a bunt try, foul at the plate. And as always, the stretch presented by our friends at Georgia Natural Gas. A big night for Ronald Acuna Jr. That'll be the subject matter this evening. There's nothing to be picky about with Ronald's performance tonight. Just missed low. Line, that's going to be trouble. Into the left field corner. And they are going to wave Stott around third. Dansby will not have a throw. Vierling doubles home Stott. The Phillies pull to within 2, and now the top of the order is coming up.
Well, there it is again. The bottom part of the order for the Phillies doing the damage right now. See how that ball backed up? He was trying to go away. He just rifled it right over Riley's head, and where Rosario was playing, he was shaded in that gap.
So a 2 RBI game for Matt Vierling. Top of the order is coming up. Brian Snitker will go to his bullpen. Lefty versus lefty coming up. Tonight, as we zoom in with our Xfinity Live look cam, great ball game. Braves enjoy a 4-2 lead. AJ Minter will take the mound for the Braves. He'll face Kyle Schwarber, and let's check out AJ's player resume. That's brought to you by Indeed.
I see that since those 19 games, Chip, he's only allowed 1 earned run. In that stretch, he's got 29 Ks and 5 walks. Even better than that, you know what he is at home? 47 strikeouts to only 2 walks here at Truist Park.
And he gets that first batter more often than not, which is always key. And a tough hombre in Kyle Schwarber, who could get this game tied. Schwarber leads our league in homers. He's got 39 of them. He's 1 for 3 in this game. And he drives the first pitch in the air toward right center, but Michael's going to catch that at the edge of the track. No advance of the runner. Schwarber another one off the bat, Jeff. End of the bat, that is. This one, though, didn't knuckle.
No, the other one had a lot more English, like you said. This one, good pitch by AJ, got him off out front off the end. It always looks like when he hits it that it's going a lot farther sometimes than it does.
You hold your breath.
Yeah,
don't
you do, because of just the sound of it sometimes. But that one, he was able to get him off the end.
So Alec Boehm, the final hope for the Phillies in the 7th. They trail 4-2. Boehm has singled, walked, and Riley took away a hit from him in the first inning. Up the middle, but Grissom had him played perfectly. 2 pitches from Minter, and that puts out the fire. Time to stretch. Atlanta leads at 4-2. Huge game for Ronald Acuna Jr. Trevor and Nick are going to break that down for you now.
The Stretch is brought to you.
Welcome into the Stretch, presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor Scales and Nick Green kicking it outside on the battery with you. And Ronald Acuna Jr. had the go-ahead home run last night. He's put up a few runs this evening as well. He's continuing to find a bit of a groove here, Nick.
You know, it's nice to see him really find that groove and find a healthy groove. That's the biggest thing. Can he stay healthy? The DH spot was great for him as far as getting that leg healthy and feeling comfortable staying on the backside. So what's happening when he wasn't staying on the backside, he's losing power. Now he looks like he's got that power back. And I said this the other day, I said he doesn't need to have home run power right now. Give us good at-bats, hit the ball the other way, get on base. Well, he's completely flipped the script, right? He's hit 2 home runs the last 2 days, and I just love where he is physically right now more than anything. And if he's healthy physically, you feel like that power is going to be there. You know what he can do. And we've seen it on the defensive side, too. He's running the bases really well. Looks like he's fully healthy. And that's the most important part right now. How do we keep him healthy the rest of the year? Because he's showing us right now he seems to be back.
And it's not a bad thing at all. He's due up on the other side of a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
Ready to play ball with a new gas company? Georgia Natural Gas knocks it out of the park with simple service and great rates. And when it comes to helping the environment, GNG's Greener Life program makes it as easy as paying your gas bill. Sign up with a home team today at GNG.com.
Great job breaking down Ronald's night. Let's take a look at his evening in detail. He's our Georgia Natural Gas Impact player.
His career against the East, he has 113 games. Sitting .333 with 9 extra base hits in his last 16 games against the East. .344 off Nola with 4 home runs and 4 doubles.
Well, he's been the man that's done all the damage for Nola. A homer, a double, 4 RBIs for Acuna. Nola acting as his own relief pitcher here. He has set down 8 straight, trying to buy more time for his offense to creep ever closer. He trails by 2. Has thrown just 87 pitches in his 6 innings of work. And a breaking ball in for a strike. There is action in the Phillies bullpen. Brad Hand has gotten loose. A little insurance wouldn't hurt for Atlanta. Got to go through Harper, Real Muto, and Marsh in the 8th inning tonight. That's pulled foul. You look at Ronald's spray chart tonight. Pulled the ball to third, homered to right field, and doubled tonight. He's line to line here in game 2 of the series.
Again, seeing him go right center has been something I think that it's got to excite you, because when he starts to do that, that's when you know he's getting in a good spot.
He's gone on record as saying, look, some days the knee feels really good, some days it just isn't right.
Yeah.
This looks to be one of the nights where
it feels good.
It's been right on time for him. Bases empty, 2 strikes. Oh, and they're going to ring him up on that. First glance, I thought he held up. This will be a better angle. Oh, yeah, he went.
Never mind, yeah.
So Nola has 6 strikeouts. First time he's gotten Acuna to swing and miss. And he'll face Dansby, who's 1 for 3.
Two changeup then a cutter. Starting to empty the bag, throw all 3 pitches at any time.
Which is what you said he would do in the late innings of the game. And cued foul by Dansby to the right side.
It's funny, isn't it? He's heavy fastball, heavy knuckle curve early. And now we've seen less, probably inning and a third. Especially these righties, the cutter. That's how you go through a lineup 4 times.
Dansby swings and misses. 7 strikeouts for Nola, the last 3 outs in order. Our swings and misses. Austin Riley will try to change that after we enjoy a word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Something else Riley will try to change. Nola's retired 10 straight hitters. Austin's highlight, a 3rd inning single. Yanked foul. It rattles around the camera well past the Phillies dugout. Hopefully everybody's all right. That away. How about that?
Good man. Young man, I should say.
0-1 pitch. Remember a couple of years ago when that Philly fan caught the ball and Freddie Freeman gave the ball to the Freeman fan?
Yep.
Had a ball sent to him from the Braves bullpen. He dropped it. His dad was just all over him. That was one of the great moments here.
We were too.
Yeah. The 0-2 pitch. Riley waited on that one and skies it out of play, foul. And Riley swings and misses. If this is the end of line for Aaron Nola tonight, can't pitch any better than he is. He sat down 11 straight.
For you next Saturday, noon Eastern ship. We got South Florida at Louisville, followed at 7:30 Eastern by UConn at NC State over on Bally Sports South and the Bally Sports app. Presented by your local Ford dealer. In tonight's game, Boston College is up 31-17 on Maine right now.
Yeah, so the fans watching on our Bally family of networks tuning in to catch out the Braves and Phillies are doing tonight. Great game. We're in the 8th inning. It's 4-2. Bryce Harper will lead off. Harper reached on a 2-base error. And he's been swinging early in the count all night. Great diving catch by Ronald Acuna Jr. a couple of innings ago. Saved 2 at least and maybe 3 runs, and defensively that is the biggest play in the game for Atlanta. It came off the bat of Bryce Harper, who had a screaming missile with 2 strikes to end the Phillies' 5th. Now he bats in the 8th inning. And pretty good pitch, didn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Minter needed just 2 pitches to get 2 outs in the 7th. 2 of the 3 hitters coming up for the Phillies in this inning are left-handed. That shaved an edge. Harper didn't like that.
Well, I can see why. The one before that was much better than that pitch.
Lifted left side and out of play. Harper 0 for 7 against A.J. Minter in his career, with a couple of strikeouts. Big shift on for Bryce with a 1-2 count. After Harper, you've got Real Muto, then you've got Marsh. That duo is 0 for 6 so far in the game. We've out hit the Phillies 7-5. The Braves have made the only error tonight. And the Phillies might set a major league record for the most foul balls in one game. I mean, they have really kept at bats alive in this game tonight. 26 of them, I believe, against Jake Odorizzi. Minter, the 4th Braves pitcher to work tonight. Pitch number 7 for Harper. Line drive right center. Harris on the run, not going to get it. He'll cut it off though. Harper streaking towards second. The throw will be late. So all those foul balls for Harper pay off. He's got his first hit of the series, and the Phillies will bring the tying run to the plate. And Brian Snitker will go to his bullpen.
What a battle. So shows you how much plate Bryce can cover. That ball was on the outer part, cutting away.
So Bryce Harper in scoring position. Snit goes to his pen for a 4th time. We'll tell you who's coming in next.
Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Still some heavy lifting to do for the Braves tonight. They enjoy a 4-2 lead. JT Real Muto represents the tying run with Bryce Harper at second, and Raisel Iglesias is on to pitch. At the plate, but low.
You can see the last week or so now, you're seeing Snit go to a lot of matchups, Chip. Knowing that each game's important. You see those numbers: 13 walks only and 69 strikeouts on the season.
He's allowed 1 run since coming over from the Angels as a member of the Braves, and trying to keep it that way here with a 2-run lead. Real Muto is struck out, popped out, and grounded out. Powder River 94 and moving. 2 balls and a strike. Little chopper foul. He's back in the count. 2-2. Love to keep Harper at second with a strikeout here. Another late swing, and Rysell will try again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Single runs for the Phillies in the 5th and the 7th. Braves got 2 in the 3rd and 2 in the 4th. And a line drive hit toward left, but that's going to be caught by Rosario, who got a good jump. No advance by Harper. And JT Realmuto is now 0 for his last 17 in this ballpark.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So here's Marsh. Marsh has struck out twice. Remember, this guy came in a hot hitter. They've adjusted his stance, widened his base.
Well, look, there's plenty of talent there, and Phillies thought they could help him with some of the things he struggled out in Anaheim with.
So the old question is, who knows whom better? These guys were teammates with the Angels. No balls and a strike. Do you like these kind of matchups when you face a former teammate?
Sometimes, I mean, you know what they got, you know what they've done. It's always tricky sometimes when there's some of your good buddies. Then it's a little more difficult. But if you do get a hit off them, man, bragging rights forever.
Right. Gene Segura's on deck. As Harper at second with a leadoff double. He's there now with 1 out. Two and two. There's the Phillies' second sacker. He's waiting next. So Rysell ready with his 3-2 pitch. It's lifted toward left, curling foul, headed for the stands. There'll be no play. And that young fan tracked down a souvenir. Nicely done. You wear your Lucky Jock Peterson pearls, good things happen to you, right? Four straight fastballs for Marsh. Waits yet another payoff pitch. And it's lined into right field. That's a base hit. Late break for Harper. Ronald comes up ready to fire. And Harper slams on the brakes.
Well, just another example, Chip, of holding a base runner. Think about it. Phillies could have one extra one. They held because of the ball to Harrison center, and now gives up a single just because Harper had to wait that split second. They hold him too. Segura is definitely a ground ball double play candidate.
And the double play is in order for Iglesias. Tying runs aboard for the Phillies. And Philadelphia leads the big leagues with hits with runners in scoring position. They've had base runners all over the place tonight. They have stranded 6 men to this point. They are running out of outs. Off his thumbs and fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You got to believe he's going to keep going there. Sinker in, change up in, try to get him to roll over. Yeah, 15 double play balls. Segura.
That one knocked the mask off of John Tumpane behind the plate. So the double masked man took a shot.
Ooh. Let's see how he was boring that sinker in on him.
So Iglesias a strike away from out number 2. Crowd cheering him on. Marsh a good lead. Swing and a miss. 2 out.
Just beats him to the spot. In, finally put him away. Again, I'll go the outfielders for the Braves right now, Chip, have saved 2 runs tonight. Could very easily be 4-4.
So Bryson Stott, the final hope for the Phillies. He's scored both of their runs. He's walked, he's singled. As we said, this kid hangs out right over the inside corner of the plate.
It's one of those you're set up off the plate, and because of that, you don't get the call.
Stott took strike 3 down and in his first trip. He's ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. That evens it up. Young Bryson Stott in a big spot for the Phillies, who trail by 2. Line drive into center field. They're down 1. A 2-hit game for Stott. That scores Bryce Harper. That run belongs to A.J. Minter. And Marsh stops at second. And as you said, Jeff, it's the bottom of the Phillies order tonight that's done the bulk of the damage.
Done pretty much all the damage. Just a fastball trying to go off the plate.
Oh, Iglesias missed it.
Yeah, he almost caught it.
So Stott has 42 RBIs, and Nick Maton, the batter. He has singled. He has struck out twice. First and second, 2 out. And now we've got a 4-3 game. Braves will need to pick up some insurance in the 8th with the heart of the order coming up. And Brad Hand was warming up. Aaron Nola, if he's done, set down the final 11 Atlanta hitters. He's given the Phillies a chance to come back. Jackson Stevens is getting loose. .22 pitches for Iglesias. Popped him up. Matt Olson is all by his lonesome right behind the first base bag, and that will retire the side. The Phillies pull a run closer, but the Braves still lead. Home eighth coming up. Fill out your bracket and vote for the Braves at MLB.com/foodfight today. The Braves lead is 4-3. Atlanta can win the series for Brian Snitker with a victory tonight. If that happens, we'll have a chance to sweep tomorrow behind Spencer Strider, our Verizon Wireless projected starter for Game 3.
Yeah, Spencer, 9 home starts this season. Allowed 1 or 0 earned runs in 8 of the 9. So you can hold on to this game. You love your chances for a sweep tomorrow with Spencer on the mound.
Well, let's get some insurance, shall we? Brad Hand, a crafty veteran, will face Matt Olson. Travis d'Arnaud and Michael Harris, 2 of these 3 hitters left-handed. Matt could use a hit. He's 0 for 3 tonight, 4 hits in his last 60 tries.
Even a bloop, anything.
Matt narrowly missed a 3-run homer, you recall, back in the 3rd inning. Let's see what he has in store for us here. First pitch swing, fly ball center. Marsh going back, warning track, and just enough room.
And that's exactly how it happens. You see Kevin Seitzer in the background with his hands up.
Thought he got it.
Yep.
But 12 straight Braves have been retired. d'Arnaud the hitter. Here's a word from Zaxby's.
Try Zaxby's chicken finger plate with tongue torch, Zax sauce, or any of our sauces.
Travis has had a good night at the plate. He's reached twice. He's doubled, walked, and popped out. Kenley Jansen is getting ready for the 9th inning. The Braves at the moment have a 1-run lead. And is now tied with Jose Alvarado for most appearances out of the Phillies bullpen, with 54 of them. And he's been really good on the road. Just 3 earned runs allowed on opposing mounds. So a tough man to add to a 4-3 lead. The Phillies will have their 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming up. And of course, Bryce Harper is lurking too.
We saw Kenley the other night in the dugout last night. So he was down. Now he's up, getting ready for that 9th.
Line drive into right field. That's down for a hit. 2 knocks for d'Arnaud tonight.
And before we get to Michael Harris, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
To celebrate our 40th anniversary, Landmark announces 40 days to save. Nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
That breaks the spell for the Phillies. That's Atlanta's first base runner since the 4th inning. Philadelphia retired 12 Braves hitters in order. Now Michael Harris. Money Mike, late innings. Use a gapper here. He can hit lefties. The pitch. Chopper at the plate. And in the blink of an eye, Michael's behind 0-2. Mets did beat the Pirates tonight. Chris Bassett won his 14th game. So Atlanta needs to win this one tonight to stay a game back entering play tomorrow. Michael swung and missed and is 0 for 4. 2 outs. And here's Contreras.
That might have been Hand's best pitch of the night. Slow, sweeping, breaking ball. Down. Tough pitch for Harris to lay off.
William has singled and scored. He's reached base in 28 of his last 31 games and has 4 hits in the series. See what he can do with 2 outs. Jake Odorizzi started the game for the Braves, went 4 2/3 innings, pitched great. 26 foul balls forced up his pitch count. Lee, McHugh, Minter, and Iglesias have followed. And Kenley Jansen will get the ball in the 9th. The pitch bends around the plate. Braves, if you're just joining us, lost Ozzie Albies on a headfirst slide in the 4th inning, fractured his right pinky finger. How seriously it's fractured, we don't know. But he was taken out for Vaughn Grissom, who is the Braves on deck hitter. Braves led this one 4-0, but the Phillies, with single runs in the 5th, 7th, and 8th, have made it too close for comfort. Down the line, but he was out in front. Braves are trying to win their 7th straight home game.
They've been outstanding here. We talked about it on the open. The offense, the pitching.
Braves have won 35 of their last 46 games here at home. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch.
Well, that's kind of what excites you about the Mets coming here for those final 3 games. The way this team's playing here at home. Last time they were in town, 3 out of 4.
Braves are 22-15 this year in 1-run games. And they lead 4-3. Hits even 8 apiece. It's fouled off his foot. Spencer Strider here tomorrow, looking for victory number 11. Our coverage will start at 12:30. The 2-2 again for Contreras. Well, let's get him on and see if Vaughn Grissom can be a hero. The man he replaced, Ozzie Albies, had a hit, a walk, and scored 2 of the Braves' runs.
You know, one thing too is Darno was able to get a little bit of a head start.
Just got to make sure Hand delivers the ball to the plate. 3-2 pitch. And time called. Now we're ready. The runner goes. Pitch grounded to the right side. Segura sniffed that out, though, and makes the peg to first. So we go to the fateful ninth. Atlanta protecting a 4-3 lead.
Dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
The excitement bubbling over in the ninth inning at Truist Park. Braves lead at 4-3 as we head to the ninth inning. Kenley Jansen is on to nail down a victory. He's our landmark player comparison tonight.
Man, you can see what Kenley's been dealing with. And we talk about, you know, turning this around. He said mechanically he was off, worked on some things, and so you see those numbers. He's 5 for 8. Where he's really struggled is in these situations with a 1-run lead, Chip. He's 5 out of 11 in those situations. 2-run lead, he's a 14 out of 15, and 3-run lead, he's a perfect 14 of 14. So what that tells you is he's made that one mistake and it's cost him.
Well, and you really can't afford to make a mistake because Bryce Harper's lurking 4th in this inning, and Bryce Harper's 5 for 11 against Kenley Jansen. That's a guy you don't want to face if you can avoid it. So we'll see what happens in the ninth. Braves are up a run with Matt Vierling, Kyle Schwarber, and Alec Bohm, the first 3 scheduled for Philadelphia.
The big thing with Kenley to watch is if that ball's coming back over the plate forever, and he talked about it, cut. He's going to cut. He's going to cut it down and away, up. And lately it's kind of just crept back over the plate. So for him, you need to see that downward angle.
Well, Vierling, a 2 RBI night for the Phillies, a sac fly and a run scoring double in the 7th. He's the leadoff man in the 9th inning. Austin Riley hugging the line at third base. Braves outfield, Rosario, Harris, and Acuna left to right. Vaughn Grissom at second after replacing Ozzie Albies. There's an excellent start. A 90-mile-an-hour cutter. Vierling, another Philly, right on top of the plate. Jansen, the 5th Braves reliever to work in the game tonight. He's got Vierling set up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. After Vierling, it's Kyle Schwarber, who's 0 for 3 in his career against the Braves closer. Fly ball center, pretty well hit, but playable. Harris pirouettes. 1 out. Here's Schwarber. He's 1 for 4. Schwarber singled in the 5th. He's flied out twice. That single was an odd one. Hit the ball right off the end of the bat. It was headed right for Ronald, and then it took a quick left turn. Hit with a ton of slice. First pitch swing popped up. Braves in a shift. Long run Dansby to the warning track. Slowing, leaning. He's got it! Up against the nets. What a play by Swanson.
Wow. Talk about, he had to run 50 yards to get that ball. Look where he is.
If the netting's not there, that's shades of Derek Jeter tumbling in the stands at Yankee Stadium. What a play.
Unbelievable. Ran 108 feet.
So Alec Bohm, the final hope for the Phillies. Strike one. Kenley's a strike away.
Location, Chip. That ball off the plate. Tough to get to.
He leads the National League in saves. Jansen 1 strike away from his 34th.
Well, that was impressive right there. You notice that location, though? Away, down. That's where Kenley's got to live. You see that kind of success from him. Boy, hopefully he can continue that little run with the rest of the bullpen. Another big win for this Braves club tonight, though. The Mets are taking care of business against the Pirates, but the Braves taking care of business against the playoff team.
And they have won their 7th straight game at home. They've won their 90th game of the season. The Braves remain a game behind the Mets and have a chance, Jeff, to sweep this series tomorrow behind Spencer Strider. What a ball game. Braves beat the Phillies 4-3. Dylan Lee beats Aaron Nola, and Jansen picks up the save. What a Saturday night in Atlanta. Quick turnaround for us tomorrow. Join us at 1 o'clock on Valley Sports Southeast for the wrap-up of the series with Spencer Strider on the mound. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Stick around, fans. Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, is coming right up.